PocaSPEAKS. This shit is not easy, but it's work. PocaSPEAKS. This shit is not easy, but it's work. It's all about community. Spirituality is important. PocaSPEAKS. This shit is not easy, but it's work. PocaSPEAKS. This shit is not easy, but it's work. It's all about community. Spirituality is important. PocaSPEAKS.
All right, happy Tuesday, everyone. I hope everyone's day is going well. I hope that things are moving in the right direction for you. Now, today we're going to be doing a mixture of messages as far as channel things that Spirit just has to say. And then, of course, we'll be getting into the cards as well. Now, starting off and firstly tapping into, getting prepared for this specific video and all of the things that I do behind the camera, Spirit was really talking to me about tribalism, okay? And standing alongside, supporting, okay, your tribe, your community. All right. Now, a lot of you guys are learning a little bit more about your roots as far as who you are on many different levels, whether that is spiritual, whether that is as far as your, genealogy, where you come from, who you are, the spiritual practices, all of those things, right? But I also feel like a lot of you are internally understanding that a lot of things that you have always done, always known, a lot of ways you've always acted, or whatever the case is, has always been in direct alignment with where you are now, right? So, for example, let's say you was the child who always, had certain dreams, right, that came true, and then you get into this lifestyle and you understand, oh, it's a spiritual gift. Or you was a child that always can see things from different perspectives, or always understand where people are coming from, and then you get older and you get into this journey like, oh, it's a gift, I'm an empath, right? Or you have certain disconnects from the people that you were raised around, not really relating to the people who grew up in your space. And then understanding at this point in the journey, like, oh, it's because they were supposed to teach me X, Y, and Z so that I can get to this specific place, right? So I feel like a lot of you are understanding that you've always possessed the gifts, the knowledge, the ability, the understanding to do the things that you need to do, and to do the things that you're doing now, right? However, you just weren't in a space where those things were taught to you. You had to figure it out for yourself. And there's nothing wrong with that, okay? Now that you are discovering who you are, or now that you're in this place where it's starting to make sense, it's starting to click, you understand the bigger perspective, the bigger outlook on more than just that, right? So when you start to understand who you are within yourself, you start to understand everything around you in a different way. Your perspectives shift everywhere. The way that you used to think about one thing is going to be different because now you are different. So the understanding of those things are different. A lot of things also is we're understanding that releasing, letting go of, things that just no longer serve us as far as group mentalities, right? So some of our families have their own set of group mentalities, certain things that they do, certain things that they say, certain ways that they act, certain belief systems, certain, traumas that they, continuously sweep under the rug or continuously take part in, but don't know that they're doing it or act like they don't know that they're doing it. Whatever the case is, okay? We have all of these, things in our family that we think are tradition, right? So in my family, religion was tradition. In a lot of our families, religion was tradition. But in mine, religion, was most definitely tradition. Religion for my family was the family. There is no family without Jesus in my family because my family is the church. My grandmother is a pastor, and all of her children had some type of role in the church, which meant that all of their children had to have some type of role in the church. Which means that, at this point, we're not necessarily passing down truth, we're passing down tradition, right? Or, in some families, maybe alcohol is a normal thing, right? People drinking all day or whatever the case is a normal thing, right? But you grow up and you understand this is not normal, y'all alcoholics. Or everybody smokes or was on drugs or whatever, and you realize it's not a normal occurrence. There's even families that pop pills. You know what I'm saying? There's families that normalize so many different things, and we don't understand that those things are not us and really don't have anything to do with us directly until we start to figure out who we truly are, beyond all of those things. So until I find out who I am, until I tap into my true identity, I will always identify with what I was told to identify with or shown to identify with. Not anything that I personally chose for myself. Not anything that I personally discovered for myself. And this is why you have a lot of people tap into the spiritual journey, or they get into this place where they want to be more serious with themselves, or they want to heal, or they want to change, or whatever the case is. And then they're feeling like they're ripped away from family. They feel like they're ripped away from friends or just people who they are used to having in their space. Or you feel like you don't know who you are because who you thought you was all this time has never really been who you are. It's just who you were conditioned to think that you were. So a lot of y'all been walking around thinking that, oh, I'm obviously this type of person or I'm obviously that type of person, and you're not. The person who raised you may have been that type of person, and because you was raised in that environment, you picked up on those things, right? So this is about identity. This is about understanding that your identity is something that you was born with. It's not something that was given to you, right? Your identity isn't something that you receive when you get here. It's something that you've had before you got here. Who you are will always be who you are, no matter where you go in any realm, whether it's Earth or what we call Earth, whether you go to the fourth dimension, fifth dimension, sixth dimension, seventh dimension, eighth, ninth, 10th, 13th, baby, I don't care. It don't matter where you go. You gonna be you regardless. One thing my grandma say is you can't outrun you. You gonna take you wherever you go. Period. So you can have a false sense of identity based on, again, your space, based on the people who were a part of grooming you. Now, a lot of times, when we hear this word grooming, a lot of us think about sexual grooming or something along those lines, right? But grooming just means preparing, right? Or priming, probing, getting someone ready for something, right? Conditioning, if you will. And a lot of us were groomed to think that we were one way, or to think that we had one identity, when in reality we had a whole nother identity, right? Now, this is not even to get into the fact that there are people who have purposely, okay, and we're talking about people from your foundation, so parents, grandparents, aunties, uncles, cousins, take how it resonate, right? Whoever was in your space, okay, when as you were developing, you have people who purposely plant seeds in the consciousness of children, right? Because of their own internal issues, problems, lack of identity, lack of self-awareness. So you have mothers who from birth have been calling their daughters too dark, too ugly, too this, you stupid, you this, you that, you will never have this, you'll never have that. You got fathers who have done the same. You have siblings, uncles, aunties, whoever, who have done the same, right? You have people who have conditioned people to think that don't nobody wants you, ain't nobody gonna ever care about you outside of me, ain't nobody gonna ever take care of you. You can only get to a certain place in life. You're only gonna have a certain amount of success, or it can even be harmless. And these people could just be fearful. So they just basically raise you in a fear mongering environment where they try to, basically get you to be afraid of everything because they're afraid of everything. So we have so many things that are either purposely put on us or subconsciously put on us, right? And because we have never, as a people, as a melanated people, had a collective, right, come together and say, let's get some mental help, let's get some therapy, let's get some coaching, let's get some mentorship, whatever the case is, let's heal. Because we've never had that as a melanated collective, you have so many people walking around under a false identity. This is why you see this world at one point was this cookie cutter thing. Everybody wants the same type of body. Everybody want to look the same type of way. Everybody want to have the same nose, the same hairstyles, the same outfits, the same verbiage. They want to use the same ideas. They want to go the same places. They want to fuck on the same people. Everybody wants to do the same things because we have been conditioned to move further away from our uniqueness and have been conditioned to think that the very things that make us unique also somehow are wrong. Also somehow, you know what I'm saying, are not, something that we should be really getting into. No, you shouldn't be out here showing people how different you are. They may not like you if you show that you're different from them. They may not want to be your friend if you show them that you're different from them. They may not support you if you show them that you're different from them. So this is where we get cancel culture. This is where we get the black sheep energy, right? The black sheep was canceled. Black sheep energy was cancel culture before there was cancel culture. Okay. If you was a black sheep in your family, baby, you understand cancel culture better than any goddamn celebrity. Better than anybody that's ever been on social media. Because when a black family don't like your ass, when certain quote unquote matriarchs, patriarchs, whatever you want to call them, of the family don't fuck with you, and they outcast your ass, oh, your ass is grass. Talking about feeling like you don't belong. Talking about depression. Talk about, feeling ostracized and not liked and hated by the people who share blood with you. Similar DNA structures, right? So a lot of people are walking around with these feelings of being ostracized, being told that, if you are different, or if you appear different, or if you walk different, if you talk different, you're going to be looked at this way. You're going to be received in this manner. It's going to push anybody to not want to do that, especially if you don't have the education to understand how powerful operating in your energy is. If you knew that your energy is the only energy of its kind, you would take more pride in it. The same way no snowflake is the same. The same way no fingerprint is the same. There are twins who are identical, and even they don't share the same fingerprint. You can come out the same coochie, be born in the same sack, come from the same egg, whatever. Okay, be born in the same womb with a whole nother person. And baby, everything about you will be about you. You will still have certain things that they will not find in nobody else in this world but you. And this is what we should be pushing, because when you tap into those things, when you tap into figuring out who you really are, meaning, regardless of if people fuck with it or not, you are not being who you truly are if you're still contemplating how other people are going to receive you. That means that you're already not even acknowledging your true self. How can I show you who I truly am, right? How can I confidently live in my truth if I'm still thinking about how you're going to receive my truth? If I'm thinking or considering anyone else's feelings, thoughts, opinions over mine, then I'm not living in my truth. Because my truth will be my truth regardless if you like it or not, regardless if you agree or not, regardless if, I want to change it later on or not. It doesn't matter. And the thing is, truth can change over time, right? If I have an ice cube and I put it in my hand and I say, hey, there is an ice cube in my hand, that is truth. But if I keep that ice cube in my hand and it melts and it becomes water, and 5 minutes later I say, there was an ice cube in my hand, but now it is water, that is also true. So if I started off at one point in my life not knowing who I was, and I was just acting who I thought I was, in that moment, that was true for me to a certain extent, right? So when you go and you change and you upgrade your life, this is why people always want to make you feel bad about it. Oh, you switched up. Oh, you changed. Oh, you not like how you used to be. Oh, you used to say that you was with the shits. You used to say that you believed in this stuff, and you used to say that you liked this, and I used to, based on what I thought in that moment was true for me. So don't let people make you feel bad about transitioning or changing or upgrading your life, or transitioning, changing, or upgrading the way that you think, your morals, your values, the things that you stand on, the things that you believe in. You at any moment can change that based on where you are in that new moment. If 5 minutes ago I was a Christian and you brought me some facts that makes me change my mind, and 5 minutes later I say I no longer am a Christian, then that is what the fuck it is. Can't nobody come and make me feel bad about that. That's my truth. My truth changed based on the information that I had at that time. You can only make a sound judgment based off the information you have at that time. Y'all are beating yourselves up about things you didn't fucking know. And nobody took time to try to teach you these very things that you're trying to beat yourself up about. Who sat down and taught you anything about this stuff? Who taught you how to tap into yourself? Who taught you that being an alcoholic was actually wrong? Who taught you that being a narcissist was actually a thing? Most of us was raised by narcissists, and we just thought that those people was just those people. We didn't understand that they actually had issues. We thought that's just who they was. Come on now. A lot of us was raised by liars, and we thought that they was telling the damn truth. A lot of us were raised by people who are manipulative, and we thought that they were just being genuine and genuinely cared. That's what you thought was true at that moment. So we can't continue to live in this space where we don't want to tap into, or we want to be, worried about how people are going to receive our truth, when we didn't have the information before to make the decisions that we can now at this moment. When you know better, you do better. So why not do better now that you know better? Why sit here and allow people who are still stuck in the same place that you obviously are escaping to make you feel some type of way about you choosing to upgrade your life? You choosing to be different, walk different, talk different, think different, feel different. It just doesn't make sense, right? Now, Spirit has been talking about identity a lot and having me talk about identity a lot, because right now is one of the most powerful times to act on your truth, to be who you are. Moving into the age of Aquarius. If you know anything about Aquarius, Aquarius pride themselves on originality. It's all about originality. And the reason why a lot of you guys are not successful, as we are crossing into this age of Aquarius and you feel like things are getting worse for you, is because you're running away from yourself. Until you acknowledge yourself for who you are, until you walk out in front of all of these naysayers and all of these opinionated ass people and stand in your truth, you will always be running and hiding, and you will never be able to be that divinely aligned with the things that are for you. Because the things that are for you are for the real you. So if you're not showing up as the real you, you can't get these things. If somebody said, hey, I got $1,000 waiting on you, all you got to do is come down to the bank and show your ID. Bet. You get down to the bank, you pull out an ID, and the ID don't even match who you are. It doesn't prove who you are. You pull out a goddamn ID, but you cosplaying somebody else. But you dress like a whole nother person with makeup on and taken away from your natural features. And these people can't identify you to give you what is yours. Or for example, let's say people say, okay, there's $1 million behind that door right there. All you got to do is scan your fingerprint. That's all you got to do. The thing is going to scan your finger, and if it matches with the DNA of who we know that you are, then you'll have access to that $1 million easily. But if you scan it and that shit don't line up, it don't match up, you're not going to have access. It doesn't mean that what's behind the door is any less yours. It just means until you show up with the right credentials, you can't access it. And this is what a lot of y'all are being forced to learn. Until I show up in life with the right credentials, meaning I'm showing up as myself unapologetically. Even if the real me got an attitude problem, I still got to show up as the real me. Me trying to act like I don't have an attitude problem is only making it worse. Because now I can't change or fix or make better the things that I want to change, fix, or make better. I'm not living in my truth. So not living in your truth won't even allow you to help yourself become who you want to be. That's what shadow work is. Shadow work is saying, like, look, at this current moment in time, this is who I am. This is what I bring to the table. This is what I know so far. I have to accept all of those things first before I can go and move on to learn something else, to be something else, to find out who I really am and all of the other steps. Before I can even go through all of the other steps, I have to first acknowledge who, what, where, why, and how I am the way that I am in this current moment. I can't ignore that. Because I didn't just wake up with an attitude problem. I didn't just pop on my mama's coochie mad. That didn't happen. That's not reality. That just did not happen. Period. There were things that happened. There were things in my space that influenced me consciously, subconsciously, to take on those characteristics and make them a part of who I think I'm supposed to be. Because of the fact that it was in my space, or so profound in my space. Period. But until I tap into who I truly am, all of the things that are for me, I'll never have access to those things. So the money that you're manifesting requires you to be the real you. That relationship that you want so bad, that perfect relationship that you can have. You can have it. Nobody's saying you can't have it. Again, your name is all over all of this shit. Right? For example, let's take it a step further. As far as identity when it comes to ethnicity and race. Now, we know as Black Americans that we are the true Native Americans. And if you don't know that, then you need to go do your research. Right? But I can't just walk up to the bank and say, hey, give me a loan right now and give me some land because I'm the true Native American. I can't do that. I got to have proof of identity. I have to go through the steps to prove who I am in order to get access to the things that are already mine. It's not the fact that the bank is not giving it to me because it's not mine. They know it's mine. They also know that I'm coming to them under a false identity so they can capitalize off of me not knowing myself. You see where I'm going? So everybody around you gets to capitalize off of you not knowing yourself when you are out here acting or projecting yourself to be something that you're not. Period. I can take advantage of that. I can take advantage of the fact that you don't know who you are. And people do it to y'all every single day by manipulating you. by making you question yourself, by making you doubt certain things about yourself, by trying to invalidate certain things. But it doesn't matter if you don't know what's going on. If you're not aware, it doesn't matter. If you don't have any type of awareness of what's happening, it doesn't matter. People will continue to take advantage of you, do you any type of way, treat you any type of way, and you're just going to be oblivious because you're not taking time out to figure out, who am I? Before you get married, you should know who you are. Before you hop into a relationship, you should know who you are. Before you go to college, you should know you should have an idea of the things that you want to do. Does it make sense to get out of high school as a 20-something-year-old, as a teenager, as an 18-year-old, and go pay endless money for college and you don't even really know who you are and what you want to do in life? Not saying some people can't go, but the majority of people don't know what the fuck they want to do when they 18 years old. Why are we pushing them to go to college and pay for a degree that they may not even want or use or have anything to do with after they graduate? That goes to show you society's expectation versus how real life works and real life development works. A lot of y'all have taken on the identity of society and not the identity of self. So you are basically programming yourself and forcing yourself to fit into narratives just because other people are doing so. Not because it's right or not because it's true for you. Period. Amen? Amen. So at this point, because we're in the age of Aquarius, the only thing that is going to be rewarded is truth. And that's what you see. You see it happening everywhere. You see it happening everywhere. Truth is being revealed everywhere about things that we didn't even motherfucking know that we needed to know. Shit is coming out about things we didn't even know was happening. It's like, what the hell? I didn't even know to look for that. Right? Because Aquarius can't be in an environment where there is no truth. They cannot properly thrive in an environment where there is no originality or any truth. And this is why y'all have to get on the bandwagon of yourself. Tap into that good old essence that you were born with. Okay? Sevens could be significant. You could be seeing 777 or 77. 7 is a highly spiritual number. It is one of the most spiritual numbers. Period. Especially when we're talking about accessing the spiritual realm and intuition and the spiritual and being in spiritual spaces. Right? So you gotta tap into who you truly are. And guess what? It takes work. It's not gonna happen overnight. You're not gonna find your true identity in 2 months. Like, we have to be honest. If I am, let's say, and I'm just gonna use an example, this is not my real age, but if I'm a 34-year-old, right? And I have been living my life under the identity or the false identity that, I grew up with, right? Based on my space, based on where I am, based on all of those things, right? And then I get into this place where I'm now learning all of the things that I didn't know. How do I think that those 34 years of one identity is just going to be washed away in 2 months? How do I think that all of those years of thinking that I am a certain way or thinking a certain way, period, feeling a certain way, acting a certain way, talking a certain way, how do I think that all of those things are going to be fixed within a couple of weeks, a couple of months, a couple of days? That's not reality. That makes no sense, right? The same way you can't expect a child who just got out of high school to figure out what they want to do with their life. Who fucking knows? They just started life. They don't know. They don't even know what is available to them or all that is available to them. They have no idea. And a lot of y'all are just y'all are starting school. This is school. This is brand new. You are basically in pre-K if we're talking about your spiritual journey. If we're talking about self-identity and understanding who you are a baby in this. So take your damn time. But a part of taking your time does not include keeping negativity around you. A part of taking your time does not include allowing people to continuously make you feel bad about being who you are. It just is what it is. Period. Okay? If I'm doing the work and I'm upgrading myself, if I'm doing the work and I'm learning something, if I'm doing the work and I'm bettering myself, why can't I show that? Why would it be a problem for me to go out here and showcase it? Come on now. We gotta use our brains. Period. Okay? A lot of y'all have been doing a lot of different things. Right? A lot of different things to figure out who you are. And you're understanding, a lot of y'all are understanding that you're multi-dimensional beings. Again, going into college, straight out of high school, feeling like you gotta be married before 30 and have kids and have all these things together stops you from being able to fully experience whatever is for you. Right? I explained this before on a TikTok video. Y'all remember when we was in school and we used to have to take them state tests, right? The state tests were basically given to you, every couple of years, so that they can test whatever they want to test, blah, 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 right? Now, when we would have to take these tests, sometimes the tests they give us, it would have all of the same questions, but they'll be in different orders. Now, why do they do that? So that no matter who you're sitting beside, you can't cheat, and you have to just focus on your test. There's no real way that you could cheat, because their number 11 may be your number 50, and if you just copy what they put for number 11, then you're gonna be wrong, because it's different, right? Your number 3 may be my number 103. So that just goes to show that life happens in different orders for everybody, right? I may come out of high school, with the understanding of exactly what I'm supposed to be doing and where I'm supposed to be going as far as my career. Of course, right? But just because the next person doesn't make them wrong. It doesn't make them wrong just because they don't get it that fast, right? Some of y'all came out of high school with kids. Does it make the people who wait until they 40, does it make them wrong? No. Some people start businesses when they get to their 60s. They finally start their first business and it's super successful. Some people finally pop in their life and their career finally takes off when they 50 and 40 some years old. When society would tell you that this stuff is supposed to happen, they say you're supposed to work in your 20s so that you can have your 30s, do this in your 30s, and then by your 40s you can retire. But that doesn't look that way for everybody. Some people, will be working their whole entire life. Until the day they die, they'll be working. Everything looks different for everybody. And the moment that you take your eyes off your test and start looking at everybody else's is the moment you fuck up. It's the moment you fuck up. The moment you expect for your test to look the same as everybody else's is the moment that you fuck up. The moment that you think that everybody in your space is supposed to have the same experience is the moment that you fuck up. It doesn't matter when someone had something happen, at what point of their life, it doesn't make it wrong. Period. Point blank. Even the children who had kids when they was children. Okay, because if you anything under the age of 21, you a baby. I don't give a fuck. For real, if you under the age of 25, to me, you a baby. But that's a whole nother conversation, right? But we had children having children. Why would I fault that child for being a child and having a child? No. Why would I fault that child? Obviously, something happened in their space. Don't no child that is getting everything that they need out of life from their parents, all of the love, all of the attention, all of the everything that they need. They're not going to having babies in high school or middle school. It's not happening. Again, you can't walk around beating yourself up for the things you didn't know. You didn't know. You don't know what you don't know. And a lot of us have suffered a lot of things in our lives based on the influence of the people who raised us. If I was raised by a hoe and I become a hoe, how the fuck am I blame myself? A hoe raised me and convinced me that being a hoe was right. Now, once I learned that being a hoe was wrong, and I continue to be a hoe, now I'm responsible. You understand how that works? Period. If I don't discover that being a hoe is wrong until I'm 30, then I can't be responsible until I'm 30. I mean, this is like, if I don't know, I don't know. A lot of us have Stockholm syndrome. We may have physically left those environments, but mentally we still in our mama's houses or our daddy's houses or our granny's houses or our auntie houses, whoever raised us. We still in them foster homes. We still in, going house to house. We still sleeping on them couches. We still can feel the cold air on our back because we had to sleep the fuck outside and be homeless. A lot of people still are mentally in their trauma, even though they physically move forward. And this is why you have to go through the process of figuring out who you are. Because your mind still thinks that you are that person, even though your body has moved on. Even though everything around you has changed. Okay? And I want y'all to pay attention to these numbers. This is a 7 card. And then this card is talking about the 7 sisters. So when I say 7s are very, very prominent right now, I really want y'all to pay attention to 7s, okay? Celestial alignment, all right? This is the coming together of things. Things coming together, things being aligned. The more you tap into who you are, the more aligns for you. And this is another thing. Stop acting like you like people that you don't fucking like. Stop acting like you're okay with situations that you're not okay with. Because all you're doing is telling the universe to continuously keep you in this situation. If you know you're in a relationship that no longer serves you, why are you still in it? And I don't want to hear, oh, one day it might get better. Oh, one day it might change. Oh, we're doing it for the kids. I don't hear none of that shit. Because all you're doing is reinforcing the bullshit. If there is something in my life that is out of alignment, and you know when something is out of alignment because you're going to feel off about it. I don't care if you feel off a little bit or not. You're off. If it throws you off, it's throwing you out of alignment. So now you need to start weighing your options. Is this something that there is proof that it's going to change? Or is the proof that it's going to continue to be something that I'm going to have to work, and it's still going to be what it is? Come on now, y'all make excuses for shit all day, and then you wonder why your life is not moving the way you want it to move. At some point, we have to acknowledge what the fuck we looking at. If I'm looking at bullshit, I can't spray Febreze on it and try to pretend that it's a fucking candle. I can't do that. That is a disservice to me, and that's a disservice to everybody that gotta walk around me and smell this shit. Especially if you got kids involved. What the hell? I don't know why I feel the need to say that. But a lot of y'all are putting up with shit because you are conditioned based on whatever you were raised around. So if you keep fucking on a cheating ass man, where you get it from? Who taught you to do that shit? If you keep putting up with a lazy ass motherfucker who don't really put forth of their best effort in a relationship or a friendship, who taught you that that was normal and that was okay? And that that's something that you should stay and stick by their side and try to work through? Who convinced you that? Who taught you that? That's what shadow work looks like. If I keep choosing people, places, and things over myself, somebody taught me to do that. I didn't come into this world choosing things over myself. I didn't come into this world allowing people to think that they are better than me and can treat me any type of way and I'm just supposed to deal with. I didn't come into this world for that. I just nobody came into this world on bullshit. You had to learn bullshit from somebody who was already on bullshit. Look at some of y'all parents' relationships. Should they have stayed together as long as they did? Should they have been fucking with each other in the first place? We gotta be honest. I don't care if they was married or not. We gotta stop acting like just like being married stops all of the problems, because it fucking don't. There's a lot of people who was raised in toxic ass households and their parents were married and the motherfuckers was toxic. So we're not just dealing with marriage and non-marriage, having children at an early age and being a hoe and not, like, no, this is far deeper than that. This is talking about values, morals, right? Respect of self. Who taught you to disrespect yourself by allowing people to continuously disrespect you? You had to learn that from somebody who allowed people to disrespect them. I was letting people walk all over me in relationships because of what I saw happening to my mama. I'm gonna be honest. In certain situations, I feel like my mama chose niggas over herself. So it conditioned me to do the same. My grandmother, my father's mother, is a very scary lady to this day. She's afraid of every fucking thing. And I had to figure out why as a teenager and then going into adulthood was I fucking scared to do every goddamn thing. I didn't come out the womb afraid of shit. I was the type of baby that was walking at 9 and 10 months. I wasn't scared of shit. Right? So obviously it's learned behavior. So who taught you to disrespect yourself? Who taught you that you weren't valuable enough for somebody to truly love you and show that they love you? Who taught you that words was enough and we just can ignore actions? You learned that from somewhere. And until you go back and you figure that out and you replace the false identity with the real you, you're going to continuously deal with the problems that you're dealing with. That business is not going to boom. That career is not going to pop off. You're going to always have problems with your children. You're going to always be at a financial imbalance with your money. It's always going to be something because you are moving under a false identity. So you're going to have issues. You're going to have problems. That's just what comes with moving under a false identity. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who changed their identity and they trying to walk around I was watching the show, right? I was watching the show last night called Your Honor. If you haven't watched Your Honor on Netflix, you better watch it because it's only 2 seasons, 10 episodes a season. But when I say that is the best show that I done seen, it's up there with like Scandal. It's up there with Grey's Anatomy. Okay, and I don't say that lightly. That one, it's up there. Power, it's up there with like bomb ass storyline. Okay. Anywho, one of the little boys on the show, I'm not gonna give too much, had to change his identity, right? And he had to get out of his city for a little moment. Now, he was going under a fake name. So when he got into this new environment, right? Whole new environment, he was going under this fake name. These people don't fucking know him. They calling his name. He not even answering. Why? Why he not answering? Because who he has always been before he took on this fake identity, he don't know nothing about that person. So they calling his name. They're like, hey, let's say his real name is Tony, and the fake name he using is Bob. They're like, Bob. He don't even know they're talking to him, cause he still think he's Tony. He's been raised his whole life as Tony. He's been conditioned his whole life to be Tony. So you could call him Bob all you fucking want. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna benefit him. Cause he's been his whole existence, he's been Tony. Your whole existence, you've been you. Right? And your existence started way before this lifetime. So you've always been you. So when you come into this lifetime and you're taking on this whole new identity that's not even you, that somebody else gave you, that your mama gave you, that your daddy gave you, that whoever gave you, and you walking around life and nothing is working, yeah, because babe, you're not in your real essence. Of course it's not going to work. Period. This is also why we get these intuitive feelings every now and again that we need to change our lives. We need to drastically change our lives. Where do you think that shit is coming from? They want to call it spring cleaning and New Year's resolutions and all of that bullshit. Okay? But why do you think every so often in a year, every couple of months, every couple of weeks, however it works for you, do you want to change drastically? You want your life to change drastically. You want to take measures to start trying to do something about your life. The most fucked up ass person in the world still has those moments. Murderers have those moments. Killers have those moments. Liars have those moments. Hoes had a moment. Thoughts had a moment. Everybody. There are moments in your life where you feel like you need to change, switch, adjust, be better, some type of something to get into a better predicament. Now, how long that moment lasts is subjective. Some of y'all, that shit lasts for 2 seconds and then you back on your bullshit because you realize that there's work that comes into changing your life. There's work that goes with this process. This is not just a, you know what I'm saying, I can just pop in and out, or I can just snap my fingers or throw around some cinnamon and blow some salt and season the damn air, right? And my whole life is gonna change. Like, no, babes, there's work that comes with that. Labor every day. Not every other day, not every couple business weeks, not when it's convenient. Every day you are working to tap in. You are working to understand who you are. Because every day you're shifting and you're changing. As you should. First of all, as you should. Okay? Now to cut this energy. This is a process. Like I said. Right? Not only that, but a lot of you guys are understanding that you have to access the heart chakra in order to get this done. A lot of y'all don't like that heart chakra because emotions have never done anything good for you. Let's talk about it. Having emotions has never done anything good for a lot of us. Not because emotions are bad, but because the people that we choose to share them with are not the best. So a lot of y'all are walking around thinking that feeling some type of way is bad. Crying is bad. Being hurt is bad. Having to ask for help is bad. Being on hard times is bad. Struggling. A lot of y'all think that all of these things make you a horrible person, a bad person, person that we shouldn't fuck with or talk to. Babe, that's life. That's life. It's okay. It's okay to say that hurt my feelings. Why are we all trying to walk around like we just got a strap on us and we just ready to shoot the blicky every 5 seconds? You could have emotions. It's okay. You're not going to melt because you cry. You are not the Wicked Witch of the East, bitch. A couple tears stroll down your face. I promise it's not acid. Okay? You're not going to have a hole in your face if you cry. It's going to be okay. Honestly. A lot of y'all are running away from emotions, and this is stopping you from tapping into your true self. You don't have the compassion for yourself that you have for strangers. I've seen people care more about a motherfucker that they don't even know versus themselves. Come on now. Stand on business. King of Wands. Period. Unapologetic energy. Heavy Aries energy. Heavy Leo energy. Heavy Leo energy. I am who I am. It is what it is. I'm standing on business. Yes, I might cry. Yes, I might be emotional. Yes, I can say that hurt my feelings. Yes, I can. And there's nothing wrong with that. Right? It's nothing wrong with that. And on the flip side, yes, you can say, bitch, fuck you. Because some of y'all overly emotional. And you feel like you can't speak up for your damn self. For whatever goddamn reason. I don't know. I mean, I don't know why you feel like that. I mean, whatever. Because the people who you saying it to, are they better than you or something? Like, I mean, can they beat you up? Like, why are you not? If my truth is I don't like you, then that's my truth. Stop trying to pretend like you fuck with people, or stop trying to force yourself to like people just because everybody else like them, or force yourself to kick it with people just because they family members, or all that other bullshit. Be true to yourself. Living in your truth also means I don't like who I don't like, and you don't have to understand it. You don't have to get why I don't fuck with who I don't fuck with. It's not for you to get. What the hell? We have certain people in our family that everybody fuck with. And then you have those very few people that can see past that bullshit. But they won't say nothing because they feel like, well, everybody fuck with them, so I might as well. No. No, 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 no. Hell nah. Yeah, Ace of Swords. It ain't nothing to cut that bitch off. Snip, snip, ho. Snip, snip, ho. It ain't nothing to cut that bitch off. Cut the motherfuckers off. I don't have to give you an explanation, a summary, a dissertation, and paperwork of why I don't fuck with somebody, or why I don't want to. Period. Nor do I have to do all of those things to have feelings and emotions. If I feel how I feel, it's how I fucking feel. Everybody's feelings are valid. Now, does that mean that everybody has to care about your feelings? No. And that's what a lot of y'all need to understand. Everybody don't have to care about your feelings just because you discovered feelings. Just because now you didn't discover feelings don't mean that we all supposed to be now giving a fuck. Right? Because you having your feelings and you communicating your feelings is for you. It's not for me to agree with you. It's for you to speak your truth. Because you owe yourself the truth. You don't owe me shit. And I don't owe you shit. You are your line of defense. Nobody else is responsible for defending you, protecting you, standing up for you. You are your first line of defense. And if somebody got you fucked up, you need to speak on it. It doesn't matter if nobody else agrees with you. Who gives a fuck? Who cares? Sometimes you gotta stand alone, Pookie butt. What Kendrick say? Yeah, let Cole and Aubrey know I'm a selfish nigga. The crown is heavy. I'm a selfish nigga. The crown is heavy, babe. This is about me. Things can most definitely be about you and only you. People will never tell you that it can. The only people who will tell you that nothing is about you and only you, and you're being selfish, are people who benefit from you giving everything you have away. Nobody who truly cares about you, cares about your well-being, cares about your outcomes in life and where you go and all of those things will ever convince you to abandon yourself over anybody. No. People who really love you will always tell you to choose yourself first. And anybody telling you the opposite, they don't really fuck with you. Or they benefit off of you never choosing you. Y'all gotta know where shit is coming from. Are these people around me giving me advice because they really want me to reach my full potential and unlock my true self and be who I am and who I'm supposed to be? Or do these people want me to stay where I am because they gained something from me being where I am? We have to start really analyzing our spaces. And you have to understand that everything is not supposed to be analyzed from an emotional perspective. A lot of y'all are allowing y'all little feelings in y'all little heart to convince you that you got to choose to be around people and deal with people just because you love them or care about them. And that's not true. I care about a lot of people that I would never talk to again. And still love them. Yeah. 9 of Swords, 6 of Cups. You're going to have to walk away. And not beat yourself up about it. And not overthink it. And not overcomplicate it. Just walk the fuck away. I can care about you from the other side of the world. I don't have to talk to you or be in your vicinity or your space or be friends with you to say that I love or care about you. Right? Princess of Wands. Okay? This is talking about allowing yourself to understand that confidence is also a process. You got 4 Pentacles at the bottom of the deck with 6 of Swords. So this is definitely letting me know that this is a journey. A lot of y'all are on a journey to confidence, a journey to creating a foundation where, regardless of what people say or how people feel around you, you're still going to stand in your truth. That requires confidence. It requires a confident person to say, hey, I know that you think that I should be doing X, Y, and Z. I should be living this type of lifestyle. Or I should be doing this or doing that. I know that these are things that you think. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And I'm going to do this. It takes a confident person, right? Especially when you're going against people who have been influential in your upbringing. A lot of y'all scared to tell grandma that she don't know what she's talking about. A lot of y'all scared to tell y'all mamas that you don't agree with the way that she lives her life or the fundamentals that she taught you. A lot of y'all scared. But you being scared don't mean that you're wrong. It just means that you're scared. It don't mean how you feel is wrong. It just means that you're scared. Right? So what do you need to do to get over that fear? Build up your confidence. How do you build your confidence up? By walking away from the things, the people, the places, the mentalities, and things that no longer serve you. By embracing the new version of yourself, the proper version of yourself, the version of yourself that you've always been but just forgotten about or was taught to forget about. Period. And then, yes, is it generational? Absolutely. Do hurt people hurt people? Absolutely. So we know hurt people hurt people. How close are we to hurting someone else? King of Swords. If I understand my power, if I understand that I could either cause someone to have a good experience or a bad experience, how close am I to repeating the same thing that I freed myself from? Because a lot of y'all got kids. So if you don't tap into your true identity, then who are you teaching your children to be? And if we think about it from a lineage standpoint, a lot of y'all walking around with the identity of your great somebody who's not even here no more. Why? Because they pass it down to their kids, they pass it down to their kids, they pass it down to their kids. And it's just the snowball effect, right? Until it gets to you. All these people think that that's just how they are, when in reality, it came from one person who didn't know how to do the work to clean themselves up. Now you are in a position where you can go and do the work. Why are you not doing it? Now you're in a position where you can go and get that information to do the work. Why are you not going to get it? Now you're in a place where, you know, uniqueness is celebrated more than it is despised. Why do people like Beyonce? Because she's unique to herself. There's no other Beyonce in the world. Why do people fuck with Michael Jackson? Because there's no other Michael Jackson in the world. Why do people fuck with any of the other motherfuckers they fuck with? Because they are one-offs. Prince was Prince. We will never see another Prince. I don't care if we get a lookalike right now in this. It don't matter. That man will never be replicated, duplicated, none of that. He can't. There's nothing you can do. You can't talk like the man, walk like the man, sing like the man, play like the man, be the man, have the energy, the essence, the understanding, the knowledge. It's not possible. It's just not. Period. All of the people that we look up to, all of the people who have ever made great changes in our society have done that through original ideas. Things that nobody knew about before. So this goes into life purpose, right? If I am not embracing myself for who I am and unlocking my full identity, I can never align with my true life purpose. Because if I don't know who I am, and if I was raised by a hoe ass mama, and I became an OnlyFans model, how the fuck am I tapping into my true potential? Right? If I was raised by a 9-to-5 worker, and I'm saying there's nothing wrong with that, right? But if I was raised by a 9-to-5 worker that taught me that was raised by people who didn't have an opportunity to go to college, of course they think that they did something big. Because the people that they was raised by didn't even have the opportunity to go to college. And I had the opportunity to work for the government. So I've changed the trajectory of my generation. right? So then they teach their child, hey, you need to do what I did. Go get a 9 to 5 and repeat the same process. No, it's supposed to continuously jump and be different and upgrade every generation. So if the first generation couldn't go to college, and then the second generation was able to go to college, and then the next generation was able to get it to work for the government, then the next generation should be business owners. Not more 9 to 5ers, not more governmental workers. Right? So how do I align? How do I step into my destiny, my life purpose, if I'm going off of the destiny and life purpose of people before me? And they weren't even in tune with their destiny and life purpose. Come on now. Come on now. We got people's families who everybody's a doctor. So they pressing you to be a damn doctor. Everybody's a teacher. So they pressing you to be a teacher. When maybe you supposed to be a goddamn pilot. You know what I'm saying? That's just an example. But that's how it goes. Oh, everybody in the family is Christian. We've always been Christian. So you supposed to be Christian. Who the fuck said that? Who said that? Who? Everybody in this family then went to college. So you gotta go to college too. Who said that? Even on the flip side, everybody in the family is business owners, so you gotta be a business owner too. Nobody said you had to do any fucking thing. Now, if you get on your journey and you understand yourself and you get that, relationship with yourself and you establish your true identity, and then your true identity aligns with you also being a business owner, then cool. But after that process has happened, not before. And nobody around you should be making you feel any type of way through the developmental stages, right? For example, I always knew that I wasn't supposed to work for nobody else because, number one, I don't like listening to nobody tell me what the fuck to do. Now, I've been like that since a kid. Don't tell me what to do. I like to make my own decisions. I'm a Gemini. We prioritize freedom. And I have a Sagittarius rising. Those are two of the most free signs that there are in the zodiac. Period. Gemini, Sagittarius, Aquarius, and I'll even throw Libras in there. Gotta have freedom. Gotta be able to do what the fuck we want to do, when we want to do it, how we want to do it, the way we want to do it. It doesn't matter. We gotta have that level of freedom. You cannot block us off from shit. Right? Now, society would have told me that I needed to graduate, go to college first of all, then graduate, get a job with benefits, and then work my way up the corporate ladder. That's what society would have told me. That's what my family, some people in my family actually did tell me verbatim. Right? Did I live that type of life? Fuck no. Did I go to college? No. Hell no. Was my first job a 9 to 5? No. If anything, my first job was actually being a business owner. Having the ability to be under a company that allows me to still make my own decisions and make my own money in a way and in the manner and in the timing that I want to. So my first job was still in alignment with who I am because I stood on business. And I didn't give a fuck. Now, everybody's not fortunate enough to just not give a fuck like me at that early of an age. Some people, it takes them time to get into that. Right? But there were other things that I damn sure had to learn along the way. I've worked more than 30 jobs in less than 15 years. I've done over 30 different things in less than 15 years when it comes to money. Easily. Right? And all of those things play a role in what I'm doing now. So don't let people try to tell you that you got to stay in one place to get somewhere else. And you got to be over here to make sure. No. Go with the fucking flow. If for example, my first job, like I said, I was working with life insurance and credit repair. Right? I did that for like 3 years. After that, I worked for the government. I had a 9 to 5. Well, not really 9 to 5 because I worked the late shift, I guess you could call it. So I worked from like 2 p.m. to 11, some shit like that. Right? Did that for a little bit. Then after that, I had a radio show. I had an internet radio show. Before internet radio was even really, really big, as big as it is now, I had an internet radio show, right? I sold clothes. I sold shoes, right? I managed artists in the DC and Maryland area. I had basically was acting as a PR and helping people, you know, spread their music and different things of that nature, right? What else have I done? I've modeled. I've worked at grocery stores. I was the assistant, the executive assistant to the president of the Black History Month, the founders of Black History Month. So the actual foundation that founded Black History Month, I was the president's executive assistant for like a year. I've done so many fucking things, right? And someone could look at my life and be like, you all over the place. You don't know who you are. You don't know what you're supposed to be doing. You over here, you over there. You need to get some structure in your life. You all over. But all of those things play a role in what I do right now. All of those things, I was even an elementary school teacher. All of those things play a role in what I am doing right now and how I've gotten to this position. Period. Even me being on Facebook Live, when Facebook Lives first started and Instagram Lives first started and all of these things, I was one of the first people using those things consistently. There was a lot of people that would go live here and there, but I was some of the first people, as far as what I could see. I'm not going to say in the world or nothing like that, because that's crazy. But some of the first people to be consistent on live, meaning going live every day. Really leaning into the whole live thing. So all of these things have taught me different things that I needed to know so that when I got to this position and this point in my life, I could fulfill it. I could be in alignment. I can effortlessly transition over. Does that say the challenges stop? No. You still gonna have challenges. There's still gonna be things that you have to figure out. You gotta learn and all of that. That's life, period. Right? But I was prepared. More so than I would have been had I not gone through all of those things, and I probably wouldn't have aligned with where I am now had I not gone through a lot of those things. It just is what it is. So again, there's no cookie cutter mold. There's no structure and no specific way to get to nothing, because we all are different and everything works differently for all of us. We have different energies, we have different gifts, we have different priorities, we have different values and morals and everything else. All right, let's go ahead and close out with some confirmation. Hopefully these messages have been resonating for you. Look at that. Silver lining, amazing turnaround, random shifts, and a long time coming. Okay, again, this is happening after you guys are allowing yourself to figure out who you truly are. Universal support and spiritual growth. Through spiritual growth, through you growing, through you understanding who you are, through you living in your truth, things start to move for you. You get access to the things that have always been yours. The problem is not that you deserve or don't deserve the things that you want. Of course you deserve them. Why wouldn't you? The problem is that you're just not doing the work to align with them. You can have whatever the hell you want. You just got to work for it and you got to align with it. That's it. Does that take work? Yes. But what doesn't require work? What does not require work? And for some of y'all, we got this No This Ain't For You. And we got Baba Eshu coming through, which is letting me know that a lot of y'all are, again, making decisions and crossing over into things and choosing paths that are not for you. Eshu is the gatekeeper. He is, in control of the crossroads, right? So a lot of y'all are getting to these crossroad moments in your life, and you're making decisions based off somebody else's opinion, based on how somebody else feels or how somebody else is looking at the situation, not based off what feels organic to you. Because that's what's the most important thing here. What feels organic to you? That's what's going to work out every time. Even if you don't see it working out, it's going to work out regardless. Look at this. Stability, on the right path, foundation, 444. Then we got 1010 talking about divine guidance, trusting your path, and being on your spiritual path. So yeah, again, it may not in the moment look like it's going to improve. It may not in the moment look like it's going to be something that helps you or something that you can benefit from or something that gets you to the place that you're trying to go to. But if you stay committed with trusting yourself in your process and knowing that if you're going with the flow, then your higher self is going to lead you to the right thing. Okay? Virgo energy. All right? Y'all are way too fucking organized. There is a such thing as being way too organized. I don't care what nobody say. Organization sometimes is y'all downfall. Y'all want everything to be organized and structured properly. Okay? I don't want to move forward unless all of my little fake ass boxes is checked. Even though my intuition is repetitively telling me to go left, I'm not going to go left until I do a whole check off, do a whole checklist and inventory. So by the time I do finally decide to go left, it's too fucking late. I done missed my window of opportunity. Or I never decide to go left. I do all of this extra shit and I feel that I need to just go right. So then I do go right. And then I still don't get nothing because I was never supposed to go right in the first place. Some of y'all be overly analyzing shit, overly organized, overly detail oriented. You got to learn how to balance that shit out. Sometimes things are not going to make sense because most things are spiritual. Period. Making sense, that's a humanistic thing. The spiritual realm does not require things to make sense. It just do it. Period. It just is what the fuck it is. It don't. There's no analyst behind it. There's none of that. It just is. It is what it is. It doesn't have to make sense. And y'all have to get accustomed to understanding that you're operating in a spiritual nature while expecting physical shit. So if you're gonna operate in spiritual, you gotta expect spiritual stuff first. And spiritual stuff you can't see all the time. You can feel it, but you can't see it. Right? So that's why we go off of our feelings. What is my feelings telling me to do? Well, my gut is a part of my feelings. My gut is telling me to do this. My intuition is a part of my feelings. My intuition is telling me to do X, Y, and Z. So I have to go do it. Regardless if I can see the outcome or not. Regardless if I think it makes sense or not. If my higher self told me to do it, then it is what it is. We were talking about black sheep energy, so that's confirmation on that. Right? The outsider not fitting in. You are unique and special. I mean, everything I done said is coming out at this point. So this is truly just confirmation. Truly just confirmation. One card at a time. Let me get two more. Ooh. And I'm going to pull one for each element. We start with water signs and end with air signs. These cards flying everywhere. Full moon. Okay, releasing what no longer serves you. Fulfillment and hidden intentions revealed. Okay? I feel like with the hidden intentions revealed, I just feel like this is you understanding who you truly are and what you're truly supposed to be doing in this lifetime. All right? Heavy Mars energy talking about sudden change. Okay? Sudden change. This is the thing. A lot of y'all feel like you have to set a day to change your life. Oh yeah, I wanna start doing this, and that. I think I'm gonna start next Monday. Why the fuck do you have to start next Monday? If today is Wednesday or Thursday, why the hell are you starting on Monday? Why can't you just start right now? There's no time does not exist. Period. When you want spirit to change your life, do you want them to wait a certain day? When you receive your $1 million, do you want it to be on a certain day, or do you want it as soon as possible? Do you want it whenever the moment is right? Stop putting yourself on a timer, because you're putting yourself on a timer. But all the things that you want them now. So change now. If you want new shit now, make the necessary changes now. Why are we waiting? What are you waiting for? All right. All right, let's get an overall confirmation message for my water signs in regards to this reading. Thank you, Spirit. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Yeah, look, SU. Came right back one out, talking about crossroads, okay? So water signs, a lot of you guys may be at emotional crossroads right now. Yeah, look at the moon at the bottom of the deck. Heavy Cancer energy, okay? We are in Cancer season. Shout out to y'all. Happy solar return. But this is talking about, being at a crossroads in regards to things that are dealing with your subconscious, or things that are happening behind closed doors. So a lot of you guys could be energetically going through this phase of having to make decisions based on what you want your life to look like moving forward. And it's time for you to go ahead and do so. Okay? It may be something that you're doing behind closed doors. Maybe don't nobody know about it but you. Maybe just a process that you're going through that don't nobody know about. And that's fine. Keep it that way. All right? But at the end of the day, you do need to make a decision and have your future in mind while you're making these decisions in the present. Fire signs. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Okay. One card for my fire sign. Y'all get fire signs. You guys could be dealing with a lot of stress. Yeah, as I said, that health came out. You guys could be dealing with a lot of stress and be in your head a lot, okay? So fire signs, there's some decisions that I feel like y'all need to make, and the more that you hold off on them, the more that you're going to deal with it on a physical level. A lot of y'all are dealing with physical things now because you're ignoring the spiritual things that you need to deal with. So if you've been finding yourself more sleepy, more tired, more drained, nauseous, muscle cramps or soreness, a neck soreness, back soreness, things of that nature, is because of the things that you're ignoring or not dealing with. Sicknesses coming out of nowhere, sinus issues, cold, flu, things of that nature is coming out here because of the fact that you're not dealing with certain things that you need to deal with. And the more that you ignore these things that are happening on a spiritual level, the more your higher self is going to allow them to happen on a physical level. And if you ignore what's happening on the physical, then, you just open up a can of damn worms at that point. A lot of people have these health issues that they live with now because they are still not dealing with their problems. Period. Okay? A lot of people walking around with high blood pressure and shit. Baby, you're stressed. Now ask yourself, why am I stressed? And then go deal with it. Come on now. Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. One card. You guys have some confirmations here. I feel like these are the same confirmations of, was it Scorpio or Sagittarius? Somebody had these same confirmations at the end of the reading that I did yesterday. So go back and watch that one too. But Wednesday could be confirmation for my earth signs, the color purple or the color blue. Fours could be significant. We did see 444 pop out, and y'all are earth. Okay, so y'all are always going to be, around a 4, especially when it's talking about stability, okay, or foundation or grounding, because that's what is so important for y'all. So make sure that you are grounding yourself, okay? Blue could be significant of water. So some of y'all may feel more inclined to be around water, salt water, moving water, streams, water that is actually moving, not sitting water, okay, but moving water, all right? I'm even seeing waterfalls or something of that nature, okay? I also feel like, because Wednesday is Shango energy, I also feel like a lot of you guys may be being pushed out of your comfort zones as well, and Spirit really wants you to tap into confidence, okay? Earth signs, y'all struggle with confidence way more than a lot of people think that y'all do. Way, especially when it comes to confidence in your identity. A lot of y'all struggle with just being who you are unapologetically. Now, that doesn't mean that there's certain things that you won't say or certain things that won't come out your mouth. Okay, we know that y'all say what's on your mind and things of that nature. But still, when it comes to living in your truth, y'all hold back. Okay, so Spirit wants you to live in your truth. Okay, and some of y'all need to connect with Mother Nature in the form of water. Okay, I'm also saying some of y'all could be outside a lot more at night. Okay, and I'm hearing purple skies. All right, air signs: Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Last card. Well, that's double confirmation. But apparently air signs need to get around water too. Okay? Get in that water. Get in that water. Get in that water. The two elements that struggle the most with emotions. Air signs and earth signs. Okay? Spirit wants y'all to tap into your heart space. Like I said earlier, it's nothing wrong with having feelings. It's nothing wrong with being hurt. It's nothing wrong with crying. It's nothing wrong with saying that you made me feel some type of way, or you made me feel this. So, like, it's nothing wrong with those things. Okay, so feel free to embrace what it is that you feel, and let people know how you feel. Period. All right, so that you can free yourself, because that's what it's really about. It's not about people talking about you and trying to make you feel like you pussy because you got feelings. No, bitch. Okay, it means that I have a heart. Okay, it validates the fact that I care. Period. All right, lighten up to everyone. Hopefully you did enjoy these messages. This particular special will be taken off of my website by Friday. Okay, I let it go for 2 additional weeks. After I said that I was going to take it down. There are payment plans available. I also am accepting custom payment plans, so feel free to inbox me or email me. If we can work it out, then we will. But this special within itself, you get 3 services for one. All of these services individually are over $60. So you're getting all 3 for only $100. I mean, that's a steal. Okay, and this will be over by the end of the week. So by Friday, Saturday at the latest, this will be coming off of my website. All right, so definitely make sure that you go to the website if you are interested and go ahead and book. Of course, there are other services and things on the website that can help you and assist you with your journey. Also, if you want to get more into astrology, if you want to understand what's going on this year from an astrological standpoint, then this is definitely the ebook for you. This ebook is only $8, y'all. It is only $8, and it comes with everything that you need to know to understand how this year is going to go in advance. All right, and how you can basically use your birth chart to finesse it. Okay, to make sure that you stay in alignment and that all of the things that you know what I'm saying, want and need, you can be aligned with. Okay, period. So lighten up to everyone. Again, I hope that these messages resonated. Personal readings are also available on my website for those who are interested, as well as other healing services, consultations, and everything else. There is also merch on my website, t-shirts, and books, literature, all types of stuff. So definitely go check that out. Again, light and love to everyone. Stay cool, okay, because it's hot as fuck. Don't pass out, okay? Stay cool, stay in good spirits, stay high vibrational, and remember to tap in with yourself.